Um, like Connie said, I started playing piano when I was 4 years old. Um, I don't really remember that, but my sister would practice her piano piece that she was going to play for her recital, and I would come in as a 4-year-old and just kind of pick out the melody of what she had played. She'd go back to my mom, "Gary's bullying me." I wasn't intentionally bullying her, but I guess I was a little bit. But with every step, it seems like music has healed me, has kind of been my medicine. You know, Thich Nhat Hanh said, as you step, take every step and kiss the ground with your feet, with every step. Um, but music as medicine has been kind of a theme in my life, and I'm not alone. It's like our ancient ancestors had that consciousness too. Um, in the ancient, there's a couple of ancient Chinese symbols that I wanted to share with you. One is music. I'm not an artist, but I did. This is the ancient symbol in China for music, and this is the ancient symbol for medicine. Music, medicine. Is that amazing? I love this. But they had that together. That music as medicine actually is a real thing that can heal us. I remember as I was about 14 or 15 years old, I had grown up in Baptist church, singing in church. I think I had my first solo when I was in third grade. It was a children's musical about the Good Samaritan. I played Sam, which was the Good Samaritan. But I remember as a third grader the teaching that everyone is my neighbor. Everyone's my neighbor. Anybody that I encounter is my neighbor and someone to love and to offer what I can to. But I remember when I was about 14 or 15 and realizing in my world of Baptist people, I was really becoming a lot different than most of them. As a gay teenager in that world, it was just a really kind of a difficult time. And I experienced my throat chakra. I didn't know what that was at the time, but it just kind of shut down and stopped spinning, and I kind of stopped speaking my truth, stopped sharing who I was. But the one thing, the one thing and the one part of my throat chakra, I guess, that did keep spinning was music and my ability to, if I couldn't speak it, I could sing it. And I began writing music when I was 14. So all through my life, music has kind of been that for me, that healing part, that ability to communicate. Years later, I had been living in Venice Beach, California. I moved from Texas, where I was born, out as far west as I could get. Once I had graduated from college and kind of going, okay, I got to get out of this world to kind of find myself and be a little bit more truly who I am. And so I had lived there for 5 years. I'd gone through a breakup of a relationship, and I'd moved to Nashville. I had gone to play some music for some people in Nashville, and it seemed like things were kind of going in that direction. So I decided to move there. But within that year, I had lost the relationship. I had lost my dad to liver cancer and had moved all the way across the country. And, they tell you not to do too many things at once, But here I was, chasing my dream. And I was living on in a house that had a porch that was converted into an apartment. I shared the house. But it was right on Music Row. It was right there. And the back part, the big part of the house, there were 4 other guys that lived in that part, and I was on the porch. So I love that story that I lived on a porch on Music Row trying to get people to hear my songs. But through that time, one of the only things that I felt like I had control over was when I could afford it, I would go to a yoga class and I would get on my mat, and it felt like the only thing I really could control was those moments when I was in my body, couldn't really do anything else but hold the pose. And that was the thing that I felt like, okay, at least I could go back to my mat. And one day after yoga class, I went back to the porch and I had a little keyboard there. It was a time of kind of letting go of a lot of different things in my life. And I sat down at the piano, and as happens a lot, this song kind of showed up for me, and I just kind of channeled it out. And it was another one of those moments where music became medicine that I needed to heal me in that moment. And it's called Unbound. Open your mind and unfold your heart. Relax your senses and feel every part. You ain't got a thing to fear. Looks like love that's growing here. So take your guard and let it down. Go deeper still until you come unwound. Unbound. Breathe every breath. Yeah. Release your cringe. Love without waiting, without waiting. Slowly unhinge. You ain't got a thing to fear. Looks like love is growing here. So take your guard and let it down. Go deeper still until you come unwound. Unbound. You can stop waiting for love to find you. Look inside your heart. Love's already who you are. Yeah. It's already who we are. So lift up your voice. Lift it up now, now, and let it be heard. Let it be heard. And tell me your story. Tell it to me. And don't leave out a word. Not a word, no. 'Cause I think I have been there too. I'm a seeker just like you. And you ain't got a thing to fear. Looks like love is growing here. So take your guard and let it down. Go deeper still until you come unwound. Unbound. Lay it all down, down, down. Lay it all down, yeah. Unbound. Open your mind and unfold your heart, yeah.
I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down. When I was 15, my world changed completely. And music was my healer in that I was 15. I used to straighten my hair. I had acne and braces, and I was what you would call a geek, a drip. I did not fit in. I was trying to fit in. I was a competitive swimmer who swam 4 hours a day. I was training for the Olympics. That's all I knew. But my life totally changed at that time when I was living in Hollywood in Laurel Canyon, and Carole King, the singer Carole King, moved in next door. And I was the babysitter for all the kids on the block. And so I just marched down to her house, just knocked on the door. Hi there, I babysit for all the kids. I hear you got 2 babies. You want me to babysit? She was like, sure. So I became the babysitter for her 2 youngest children. And she took me under her wing because she looked at me and went, oh my. She took me to her hairdresser, got my hair cut like this, gave me her hand-me-down funky clothes. I became like her oldest daughter to the point of she would introduce me as her oldest daughter because she wasn't getting along with her oldest daughter, and I was a lot easier. And it became this wonderful relationship of me seeing, wow, this is a really cool thing, writing songs, and I just thought she was amazing. But I had no musical talent. I didn't come from a musical family. But she knew I wanted to learn music and piano and stuff. And I came home one day from school and go to my bedroom, and here is her piano in my bedroom. Turns out she was remodeling her house, and she asked my mom, can I store my piano? Because I know that, Karen wants to learn. Can I store my piano in her for just a few months? Well, that few months turned out to be a year. And I taught myself how to play piano. And I started writing these teenage angst, I'm awful and nobody likes me and I have braces and acne. And I would just write these songs. And it felt good. It was my medicine at the time, just no one understands me. But it was great. But I couldn't sing my way out of a paper bag. I was terrible. And she gave me the words that helped me throughout the rest of my life. To this day, she said, if you write your own songs, it doesn't matter how well you sing. She said, look at me, look at Bob Dylan. So given that, I gave myself this title of, all right, I'm a songwriter. And I started playing little clubs in Hollywood and open mic nights and the Troubadour open mic and all these different places. And that became my mission. That became my purpose. That became my medicine. That all of a sudden I had an identity other than being the drippy kid, to the point of I went to Hollywood High School and I wrote our graduation theme that I got to sing at the Hollywood Bowl, at graduation, my little, goodbye, we're all going away and who knows when we'll see each other again. And, it was probably terrible. But it became I became known as this singer, and it gave me this purpose. Oh, and it gave me a purpose again. 4 years, when did the pandemic happen? Is that 4 years ago? When the pandemic happened, all my gigs for the year went up in smoke, just like everything got canceled. And now people aren't buying CDs anymore, which had been, the way that I'd been making my living for years. And so all of a sudden, at that time, I just went into this huge depression of going, well, maybe it's over. It was a good run. Maybe music is just done for me. And I got really depressed because it's like that had been my purpose for so many years of every year I would have a conference and I've got to have an album for that conference. And it would keep me going and writing. Well, now all of a sudden, nothing's there. And I lost my way. And I just wish for all of you to have one friend like I have in this person right here. Because I talked to him about this. I said, I'm just, maybe I'm just done with music. And, he goes, no, you've still got music in you. Who knows what's going to happen? But he said, why don't we just get together every Tuesday at 11 o'clock and just write, just to write, not with the idea that we're going to write a hit song or it's going to be recorded or anything like that, that you just write just to do music. And we had this game that we would play that was so fun because when you're on Zoom, we would just do this thing where each of us would come with like one line of something and say, okay, what are you going to come up with that? And we'd have to put it on mute, and we'd go in our little corners and, write a little thing and come back and unmute and see what each other did. And it was this great exercise. But what it did for me was it gave me back my purpose. It gave me back music. You gave that to me. And so, interestingly enough, everything was done with the idea that this isn't for anybody to even hear. It's just for us to do. But that last song we did, Every Step is Holy, came from that. And this next song came from that. And this was a song that this was truly a medicine song. This was a therapy song for both of us of just realizing how far we'd come. Do you need the words?
I was just preparing for the next thing.
Just to be able to look at where we had both come from and how we'd been healed. And to just be able to say, right now I'm present in this moment. And just allow that music to heal us. I trust that I got this. I know that I know I've got all that I need, so it's time to let it go. I'm through with complaining and living life small. No longer hiding, I want to feel it all. I've spent too much time censoring who I am. I am open, I am willing, I am feeling free and clear. Finally, I know I am enough to be here. I am here. I am here to be here. And I am present. I let it all be. And I have uncovered the real truth about me. The veil has been lifted that always kept me apart. No longer hiding, I'm ready to start. And I step into my power and trust my heart. I am open, I am willing, I am feeling free and clear. Finally I'm knowing I am worthy to be here.
To be here.
I am here.
I am here.
I am here
I am here.
to be here. There's no place I would rather be. It's time I let the whole world see. This brilliant light that shines through me is who I am, who I really am. And I am ready, I am moving, I'm let go of all my fears. Finally I know I am enough, and I am open, I am willing, I am feeling free and clear. Finally I'm seeing I am worthy to be here.
To be here.
I am here.
I am here.
I am here
I am here.
to be here.
To be here.
I am open, I am willing, I am
am
feeling free and clear, and I am here,
I am here.
right here.
I am here.
I'm here to be here. I am here.
Karen Drucker. Ah, that's beautiful. You can make me cry. We had some beautiful moments on Zoom. And I got to say, coming into a space and singing a song that we've written and everybody just immediately starts singing along is something, it's another one of those medicine moments where music is healing, and for you all to just sing that song with us is just such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So thank you for whoever decided to teach that to you. And yeah, we're very grateful that those moments are very, very special when there's that connection. And so thank you for that. Like I mentioned, my dad died in 1999. My mom lived a little bit longer than he did. She passed in 2016, and so I got a little bit more time to connect with her, have moments of connection. I remember, she's one of the reasons that I sing. She had a song for everything when I was growing up. She's like, buckle up for safety, buckle up. Anybody know that song? Everything had a song. She had a beautiful voice. She wasn't a singer, but she sang in the choir, and she taught preschool and Sunday school. So she was always singing. So I was always kind of singing along with her. I can't remember any of the other ones right this moment, but she always had a song for everything. And so toward the end of her life, at that point she was in assisted living, and I was living in, I think I was living in, I've lived a lot of different places. So I think I was living in Phoenix at the time. And I'd go home and visit her. And so I'd go visit, and we would just have moments in her room in the assisted living house, and got a chance. There weren't really any deep conversations or a lot of words happening, but there were just moments that we spent together. She loved Frank Sinatra, and I'd put the Frank Sinatra CD on. Another moment when music healed us, and we just, sit and listen, and just kind of feel each other's energy of, okay, we're connected in the ways that we can connect with each other. I remember when I was a kid, I was the youngest of four, and she would always peel my oranges. I was kind of a spoiled little kid, but so it's just very sweet of her to peel my oranges. So in these moments, I would bring, some cuties or some oranges, and I'd peel her orange for her. And, just those moments. And it's kind of interesting now, every time I peel an orange, it's her, I see her hands when I do it. It's an interesting thing. And I just feel like, okay, maybe in somewhere in the fourth dimension or wherever that happens, she's, oh, let me come in and peel that orange with you, So I love those moments. She went pretty suddenly. I was in Chicago doing a gig in Chicago, and I was flying home the next day to take her the next day to the dentist. And in the middle of the night, midnight, my sister calls me. All she could say was, "Mom's in heaven." I was like, "What? You got to be kidding me." And she had, it was just probably an aneurysm. She slumped out of her chair, and it was one of those moments not expected. And so I was traveling back home not to take her to the dentist, but then to plan for the memorial. And a little bit of healing took place in that moment. We were getting me and my older sisters, and my family, we had just kind of had difficulty communicating through the years, and a lot of just separation between us. And so we're sitting, and we're ordering the flowers for the memorial, and my sister Leanne says, "You know what, Carol and I have been talking, and we're gonna take a Thelma and Louise trip to Phoenix and come and see you guys, me and my partner Danny. We're gonna come see you." And I thought I would fall over. I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" But that healing, I think that filter that had existed with our parents being here, and then they weren't here. And it was kind of like they were freed up a little bit to look at things differently. And so I want to tell this little story of we're in the memorial service. My uncle is a Southern Baptist, hellfire and brimstone kind of preacher. He had been the president of the Southern Baptist Convention for a while. So this is the family that I came. And I wasn't terribly thrilled that he was going to be speaking and doing the talk, but I was, it was just normal for my family that, of course, he was going to do it. But I sat at the piano only because he had like 20 minutes to talk. And my brother and sisters and I had agreed that, okay, if he goes over his 20 minutes, I'll just play him off, like, thank you. He made a comment that I was still sitting there, He's like, oh, I guess Gary's going to sit here while I do this. But I sat there not only for that, but just to hold the space with my mom and the love and the connection that we had made in those last few years. So he's in his, we're in a room full of Baptist people, and he says, we can celebrate Joanne today because, she had a great life, and she had her life right with the Lord, and you better too. I was like, oh, no, you didn't. Wait. It was a very weird, I probably made up a little bit that he didn't look directly at me, but there was a little nod in my direction of, okay, we're here with all these Baptist people, and I'm, the odd man out. And he's like, you better too. A moment of healing, because the next song, the song that I was going to play right after he spoke, was this next song. And I had a friend who came, my partner Danny had to go, his dad was having some health issues too at the time, so he had to leave before the service. But my friend was there, and he said, you know what, that song, when you sang it, it was like you had an eraser on a whiteboard, and you just kind of erased all that stuff that he said. And so in that moment, this is the song I sang, and it was just another moment of healing and the medicine that music can be. And so I sang this for her that day, sing it for you, just as the prayer that love would just cover all of this whole area that we're in, this whole room, your being as you go out from here. That's my prayer. As time has unfolded me, it has revealed to me life's nothing less than sublime. And with every thought I make, every last breath I take, may I be gracious and kind. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Kindness wash over me, make me a symphony. Play every note you can find. Make me reverberate, gently deactivate, slowly flow out of my mind. Find me a melody, dance and let my anthem be. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong.
calls me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love cover me. I will not be shaken. I will not be moved. Love cover me. May my heart awaken. Tenderness be proved. Love cover me. 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 Light any darkness. Love cover me. Right every wrong. Calls me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love cover me.
So when my mom was in the hospital with cancer, she taught me many lessons. One of them being, don't be defined by what other people think. And so when she first got diagnosed with cancer, she said, I'm not going to be a victim. I am not a cancer victim. And her mantra every day is, I am healed, whole, and healthy. And she would just go in and get her chemo and keep saying, I'm healed, whole, and healthy every day. That was her affirmation. And so I heard her do that one day. And I said, well, Mom, that's a song. I need to write you a little chant so you're singing that instead of just saying it. It's much more fun to be singing it. So I just wrote this little chant for her. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I relax and visualize. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I am well. I am well. And so she would sing this. I recorded this for her. She would sing it every day. And I was always amazed when I'd go into these chemo rooms. All these people are sitting there getting their chemo treatments. And I was thinking, why is the wall painted like throw up color, And they had an old TV in the corner doing Bonanza reruns. And, people are just sitting there for hours. I thought, why are you not infusing your mind and every part of you with positivity? And so that became my medicine to have a whole new career path for me with my music, to go, oh, wow, why don't I write healing chants specifically for people going through cancer? So that became one of my albums. The Heart of Healing 1 and Heart of Healing 2 was just really made for people going through that so that they could be infusing their mind. And then I made a DVD of all these pictures of Maui, Hawaii, my favorite place on earth, that you could be watching waterfalls while you're hearing music of saying, joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. And so I started to just have this whole new path. And I'll tell you, when I would go to a conference and I'd have some woman come up to me and she would say, at 2 a.m, right before my surgery, all my family had left, and now I'm just there, and the gremlins come in, and I'm nervous about my surgery the next day, and I'm, just having all this negative thought. She said I would turn on one of those songs and just play it on endless loop that would just bring me back, bring me back, bring me back. And if anything, our wish, I speak for Gary too, I think I can say this, that our wish is that whether it's our music or any of our peers that do positive message music, that you use this music in your life, that when you spin out, when you get triggered, when you're mad at the world, when it's too much to take, when anything, that you can have a song that's going to just go, okay, I hear all that, let me listen to this song and let me come back to center. So right now, the next, mission for me is really like, how can I keep singing songs and writing songs and recording songs that will help us all through these wacky times? Because here, don't you think? So that's my last album was I just made this album of just the most soothing songs I could do. I rewrote lullabies for children so that it's like, everything that you're hearing is all just positive and sweet, and it calms you down. So the idea of saying that even with all this wackiness in the world, that love is always going to find the way. Do you believe that? Do you agree with me that love is what we need the most of? So this is a song that we wrote with our friend Amy Bishop, right? We wrote with Amy too, yes. And you can sing the chorus with us. It just goes like this. When you're losing your way and it's too much to take, when your will is broken, I'm here.
I can be your shelter, be your safe place to land. When your heart feels empty, I'm here. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us, and love always finds a way.
That's your part. You just say,
love always finds a way.
And if the future's unknown and the path's overgrown, I will cradle your soul. Don't fear, I'm here.
Though you don't have the answer, may not know where to go, what you need is inside you. Just trust and you'll know. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us. I know that love always finds a way. I know that love always finds a way. I'm your light in the storm. I'm your call to come home. I'm your beacon of hope. You can count on me. You can count on me. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us. I know that love always finds a way. Can you sing that line with us? Say, love always finds a way. I know that love always finds a way. If we stick together, we know that love always finds a way. Look around the room right now and just say, love always finds a way. 'Cause it's gonna take each and every one of us. Love always finds a way. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down now. Love always finds a way. So love and music, love always finds a way. And connection and heart, love always finds a way. That love will always find the way.
Love always finds a way.
And so it is. Thank you for
So it
listening,
is.
everyone. Thank you.